Welcome to our digital marketing talks, where experts in the field share their experiences with students at Tamwood. In this video, the marketing and branding expert Artemisa Bega provides valuable insight into the world of marketing automation and its growing impact on the industry.
This is the monthly digital marketing talk. So every month we have a different guest speaker, and I'm really happy that you were able to be here with us today and share your knowledge. So yeah, the mic is with you.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me. I actually love working with students, and I used to teach before moving to Canada, but also in Canada at SFU. So the environments with students are always my favorites. There's always so many ideas and everyone is so excited. And everyone, knows things that I don't know. So I actually love it. And I'm really happy to be here with you guys today. I hope I can provide you with some insight, though I'm pretty sure that your teachers already do a better job than me. But I was tasked today with talking about marketing automations. And it's a funny task for me because we're actually implementing marketing automations at my office, at my job. Like right now, as we talk, I'm actually still at my office because it was a very long day and it's still not done. And marketing automations is something that we're looking into to improve our business, to grow and scale. And we'll find out how marketing automations actually can help your business scale and how they can provide support to your either to you as a contractor potentially, or to your business if you go and work for someone else or you're already working for someone else. So here's a bit of an agenda of what we're going to be talking about. I did have a quick question, actually. Can I ask questions? Are people able to reply, or I wouldn't be able to hear or see?
Yeah, sure. You can ask.
Not sure if that's going to work, but yeah, okay, let's see. I'm always curious to talk to students just to see what they're up to, what is their understanding of things. But how about since the audio is a bit odd when when the audio is for the whole room, maybe you guys can interrupt me at any time with any type of questions or even comments. If you have anything to add, anything that you think is interesting, please feel free. I don't have any ego related to this presentation, so any interruption is more than welcome. All right, so the executive summary of this conversation, we're going to start with some introductions so you guys know who I am and what I do. And then we're going to dive straight into marketing automations, how they work, what type of marketing automation campaigns you can set up, how to create effective marketing automations, some of the potential challenges of marketing automations, and then finally, I'd like to have some time to go through questions or comments, or just open the table for a conversation. So we'll start with a little bit of introduction. My name is Artemisa, and I'm currently the Managing Director of Branding and Marketing at Frontline Real Estate Services. Frontline is a commercial real estate, so it's not residential. Does anyone know what's commercial real estate?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Not really.
Does any of the students want to maybe pitch in?
No idea.
Okay. Well,
yeah, actually, sorry. Yeah, because I work for a real estate industry as well. So yeah, I have some knowledge about the commercial. And I think it's exciting, like you working for them, because there's most of the big names in the industry. And I wonder if you're focusing on the like office commercial buildings or all kinds of commercial properties.
Okay, so commercial real estate encompasses everything. So it will be offices, it will be land for development purposes, and it will be industrial. So our team deals with all sorts of commercial properties. It's a very different world compared to residential. We don't sell to, a small, like to an individual. We're not selling houses. We're selling $70 million slots of land. So it's very, very large deals. Like you mentioned, we work with big players, with big developers, with the BOSA guys, with just the big names. And it's generally very, very large projects, which means that it's actually really high stress too. Like it's a very intense industry, because everyone, everyone is really tight with their timelines, with their budgets. They have to accomplish certain things within a certain timeline. So it's just very high pressure, but it's also so rewarding. And everyone in the industry is really focused, interesting, smart. So I joined the company a few months ago. I'm loving it here, but my background is not in real estate. I've actually been all over the place in different industries, but also different locations. I graduated in Milan. I don't know if any of you guys is Italian. I'm Italian. And I graduated in design in Milan. Worked in Italy for a few historical companies. One of them is Bertone. If anyone is into very cool cars, Bertone designed most of them. So it was a very cool experience. Moved around Italy a lot, moved to Rome, traveled, kept working. Leonardo is another very, very large company I worked for while in Italy, while in Rome. And they make, I mean, they don't make nice things. They work in the defense systems. They actually make very large weapons like missiles and helicopters and stuff like that. But it was nevertheless a very interesting experience. And then I moved to China. I studied there at Zhongguo Chuanmei Dashui, if any of you is Chinese or comes from China. Worked there for a few companies. One of them was Blue Ocean Network, and we crafted news and media for um, Bloomberg, for Bloomberg UK. And then after China, came to Canada, graduated again from SFU with a master's in communications. I have two masters. One is from China and one from SFU. And then started my career here, worked for Lean Fit, which is, if you go to Costco, is a protein powder you're going to find there. It's a supplement company, a few other companies, a couple of startups. And here I am now at the Frontline Commercial Real Estate. So I've literally been all over the place and different industries, which in terms of marketing automation and marketing strategy in general, it teaches you a lot because each industry has different needs, different optimal strategies, and different tools that they use. And so if you do have a chance in your life to try different experiences, both in different locations and also different industries, that will actually give you the tools and the vision to be able to optimize wherever you are, because you've kind of seen it all. The tricks that they use in real estate are very different from the tricks that they use in the car industry, but they are interchangeable and they can always be helpful. So that is a little bit of an introduction. Does anyone have any questions regarding me or my experience?
Let's see. Any questions from here? So far, so good. From the other
Right.
classes, any questions? So far, so good.
Okay. Okay, so we'll start with a conversation about marketing automation. So, well, first question is, what is marketing automation? I'm not really sure how much you guys know already, so I will just have this conversation, assuming that you have maybe very basic understanding of what is marketing automation. But if there's anything that you already know, just please feel free to let me know and we can go a little bit faster. So marketing automation is about automating repetitive tasks. We use technology in order to streamline and automate all these marketing tasks and workflows that are repetitive, which allows us and allows our business to be way more efficient and to market better to our target audience. Marketing automation can be helpful in email marketing, in social media, in lead generation, and so forth. If you've ever had a marketing position already or through your studies, you'll realize very quickly that there's many tasks that can definitely be automated. It doesn't have to be you doing the task manually each time. For example, if you have any sort of business that requires a welcoming email to someone who just joined their newsletter or signed up for their newsletter, or maybe just purchased something from their website and so forth. That welcoming email, it can be either an automated task or a manual task. And of course, nowadays we have so many tools, and we can automate not just only welcoming emails, but most of marketing activities. And what's left with us is really strategy and high level project management. So what are the benefits of marketing automation? Of course, increased efficiency and productivity is number one. It's a huge lifesaver and time saver, especially if you're in smaller teams, but really with any size of team, because even if you're a large team, your time and your team members' time can be better used by more meaningful tasks that require creativity, that require problem solving, and you remove all that a huge amount of time, maybe like 50 to 70% of time that goes wasted with tasks that can be automated. It enhances your customer experience because automations actually allow you to customize their experience in mass, in scale. And through segmentation, which we're going to look at a little bit later, you are able to address specific needs, specific desires that they might have, specific interest. And there's no way to do that manually, of course, especially if you have large numbers of customers or prospects or leads. So marketing automation allows you to customize everyone's experience in very detail. Then, of course, you improve your lead nurturing. And lead nurturing is the process of moving a lead through a funnel that you create from a higher stage of maybe awareness to conversion after conversion up to when you actually get a new client. When you nurture a lead, generally speaking, you provide them with content, you provide them with follow-ups, you send them emails, you just have a strategy in place that allows you to move them through this funnel. And you can either do that manually, of course, or you can automate it for much better experience, both for your client and for you. And that also helps with data and segmentation later on. And of course, more effective targeting. And that kind of goes hand in hand with enhanced customer experience, segmentation, improved lead nurturing, and so forth. You will be able, through automations, to create better databases for your customers and leads and prospects. You will be able to gather a large amount of data, which of course you cannot do as an individual or manually. And that amount of data will then help you to take better decisions, but also to keep enhancing that customer experience and keep customizing. There's a few very large players in the market. There's many by now, of course. In our company, we are currently using HubSpot, and I'd say that HubSpot is probably the larger player, or one of the largest. HubSpot is actually a great resource for new digital marketing students because they have a wonderful blog, so many free resources. They actually, I think their accounts are free. So having a HubSpot account, even just to play with at this stage, would be definitely a good idea, because wherever you're going, the likelihood of you working with HubSpot is pretty high. That's what I've seen in most companies in Vancouver or BC. Pardo, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but that's a competitor by Salesforce. And Salesforce, I'm not sure if you're familiar, but it's a CRM platform, so customer relationship management platform. It's huge. It's very pricey, but most companies also use Salesforce for their sales team. And so Pardo would be the counterpart for your marketing team. And it's important to think about other tools whenever you decide to work with an automation tool, because integrations are vital for you to be able to actually exploit that data, to be able to exploit those conversations that happen in other places. So for example, if your sales team is using Salesforce, you really want to be updated on the conversations that they're having with their customers, and they're probably your sales team probably wants to know the conversations that are happening on the marketing end. And so integration between tools is actually key. And those Zapier, which I'm not sure you've probably heard about it, those Zapier saves most problems. When you talk about automation, marketing automation and CRM, they better have a native integration. Marketo, again, I don't know how to pronounce stuff, but Marketo is another huge player, and I think they're by Adobe. Um, these platforms are really expensive. Generally, medium to large size businesses will start implementing these major ones, especially Marketo and Pardot. Um, HubSpot too can be very expensive if you're using it for larger teams. But sometimes even small companies benefit so much from marketing automations that they will actually start implementing these massive tools to get their marketing all in the same place. And then Active Campaigns is another competitor. Actually, we're switching from HubSpot to Active Campaigns right now. Like literally right now, today we talked to Active Campaign sales reps. And Active Campaigns is also, it's a wonderful platform, is a little bit more customizable than the others. So you can pick and choose whatever option you need, whatever feature you need, versus HubSpot, Pardot, Marketo, which are full powerhouses. Like they'll do everything for you. They'll automate your social media post, your email marketing, your outreach to cold leads, like everything. So Active Campaigns is a little bit more customizable, and I think it's better for my personal opinion for smaller businesses. How do you set up a marketing automation? There's three major stages: plan and prepare, set up your automation workflow, launch, and optimize. So planning and preparing, you must define your goals and objectives, identify your target audience, and then create your content. And I want to stress that to me, this is by far the most important stage and also the most overlooked stage. It's like the conversation, generally speaking, in a team is going to be, hey, we need to automate our marketing activities. Just go and do it. But without very clear goals and objectives, without a very, very clear target audience, you will not likely get the results that you are looking for. And you won't probably even have very optimized workflows and automations. So being very clear on KPIs, goals, objectives, target audience is going to set you up for success. Once that key part is set, then you start working on your automation workflow. Automation workflows work on triggers, actions, conditions that automate different types of tasks and then workflows. What does it mean? For example, you can set up an automation that allows you to send an email with personalized content to someone who just visited a page of your website. So for example, for our company, if someone visits a page for warehouses, where we have our warehousing listings, then we know that they're not looking for land for a massive development. They're actually just looking for a warehouse, maybe for their business or for investment purposes. So we can, through HubSpot, and then through Active Campaigns later on, we can set up a trigger for which, if a condition is met, so this person visits this page, then a trigger sets, and then the next action is that these guys receive an email that has all our warehousing listings, because we know that that's the type of content that they might be interested in. Then you launch your campaigns, you test them. Super important to test the campaigns on your internal team first, and then you launch it, and then you monitor performance and make adjustments as needed. I think launch and optimization is also a very key component of any strategy, really, which I also see often overlooked. Once you set up something, it doesn't mean that it will work forever. It doesn't mean that it will be the best solution forever. So it's really important to constantly keep going back and update and optimize and manage all these automated campaigns to make sure that they're always the best way you can solve your problems. Segmentation and personalization. So as we mentioned earlier, marketing automations are going to help you gather data and then use that data to customize the experience of your potential prospects, leads, and customers. Segmentation and personalization allow you to improve relevance, increase engagement, build relationships, and save time and resources. Um, It will always increase engagement because when you have enough data on a specific individual, for example, you know what pages they visit, you know what type of content they consume, you know where they click on your newsletters, you know what type of content they click on, you know if they maybe don't click on anything at all. So all that type of information will allow you to send their way content and activities that are every day more customized, every day more customized. And of course, that's going to increase the engagement because people will feel like they relate more to content, that they're more interested, and you're definitely hitting that sweet spot. And so increasing the engagement with them. And that allows you to also build relationships. If you had to reach out to everyone manually without automations, the touch points would be less and would be less customized. When you have this level of automation, then you're able to build much stronger relationships. People will feel like you are sending them things which are really personalized. They feel connected to your brand, to your company, and they feel like you're actually helping them to get a lot of value. And of course, saving time and resources. Type of marketing automation campaigns. As mentioned at the very beginning, there's many ways in which you can create marketing automation campaigns. The typical ones are going to be email marketing campaigns, customer retention campaigns, lead generation campaigns, and then social media campaigns. All of the tools that I mentioned earlier allow you to set these up fairly simply and straightforward. Email marketing campaigns can be used in literally infinite ways. So as a side note, none of these tools give you strategy. Some of them will allow you to use templates and just repurpose templates for your own personal needs. But most of them don't provide you with ideas. They don't provide you with a strategy. It's just a tool like everything else. And so it's up to you to figure out what is the best email marketing campaign that you can automate for your business? What is really relevant for you? For us, is definitely sending customized content and personalized content, because each piece of content could actually get us a potential prospect or a potential lead for one of our listings. Lead generation campaigns, social media campaigns, customer retention campaigns, all of these are just different type of campaigns that you can set up for different purposes, and it will always just depend on your business. Planning stage. How do you create effective marketing automations? As we mentioned earlier, you have to start with a clear goal and objectives. And it's important for you to define that, for you to be able to then tailor your campaign to your specific needs and then measure its success. Measuring the success of a campaign is always an integral part of any marketing activity. And often marketing professionals think that marketing is about just being creative and doing fun stuff. But it's actually a very important part of a business, of any business. And you should be able to talk about ROIs. You should be able to talk about what's the purpose and the meaning and the goals and the objectives of any activity that you do, and if it was worth it once you launch that campaign. You have to tailor your content to different stages of the customer journey. To create effective marketing campaigns, you have to understand the different stages of the customer journey, and that's also something that these tools cannot provide you with. That's part of the strategic planning. So it's up to you to understand what's the customer journey for your specific business. Where do they start? Where does their awareness stage start, and where do they close the deal? So this means creating content that is very relevant and very helpful to your audience for each of these stages. So you do that famous lead nurturing that we were talking about earlier, from awareness to that decision making. A/B testing is a very, very important feature of all marketing automation tools. And A/B testing allows you to test different variations of your campaign to see which one performs better. And you can use this in a billion possible ways. We've done some A/B testing very recently on LinkedIn campaigns to see if video or ad campaigns perform better for us. You might assume that video ads perform better. That's what we assumed as well, because video is king now. But actually, for our industry and for LinkedIn, we've seen a significant better performance for our static image campaigns with all other elements equal. So running A/B testing will actually allow you to get real insight into things instead of just making assumptions. Here's some examples of automations or automated campaigns. A welcome email campaign. This is a very common type of marketing automation. So it's designed to introduce new subscribers or customers to your brand and then encourage them to take some sort of action. This type of emails helps to build trust, establish a relationship, and drive conversations. As an FYI, you probably know, but there's a variety of laws that protect people from getting spammed, basically. So as a business or maybe as a contractor, it's definitely a responsibility to make sure that only people who opt in to receive automated campaigns or newsletters or any sort of marketing activity have actually given their consent to do that. A lot of these platforms allow you to also do it's called one-on-one outreach to cold leads, and that's like a way around it because sometimes you'll have leads or interesting contacts that have not opted into your campaigns, but you still want to reach out to them. You don't want to waste that contact. So the way around it is that you actually send a direct one-on-one email, as in you were sending it from your Outlook or Gmail, but you can still automate that through these tools. So it's a great trick, and it's perfect for outreaching to cold leads. And then the second example would be abandoned cart email campaign. Abandoned cart, you probably know what it is. You do it all the time. I do it too. You go into a website, you add something to your cart because you want to buy it, but you're thinking about it, and then you just abandon it there. So this type of automated campaign is designed to target customers by sending a series of automated emails that reminds them of the item in their cart. Very often they'll send them discounts or coupons or stuff like that. If you are into e-commerce, a lot of e-commerce platforms like Shopify will actually come with tools like that, and they will help you automate these processes without needing external automation tools. Or a personalized product recommendation campaign. This is the one that we use the most, as I mentioned, because all of our products, which is going to be our listings, they can be easily targeted. Our demographics are very different. People who are looking for land is not the same people who are looking for a warehouse or for offices. So we can target, we can segment our audience pretty well and then send them relevant and personalized content. What are some of the challenges of marketing automations? There's three that I think are worth mentioning. Lack of understanding of customer data, not understanding how it can be collected, manipulated, used, and optimized. Over-reliance on automation. Automation is, everyone knows when you get an email newsletter, even if it has your name on it. And sometimes it's not the right thing to do. It's not the right thing depending on your branding, sometimes. But sometimes it's just too much automation can cause problems, misunderstandings, when there's that special case scenario that maybe should have not received a certain type of email, that should not have received a specific type of ad. So Automation is a great tool for simplifying your work and saving you time, but it has to have a lot of supervision. It's not always correct. You have to keep an eye on it and you have to keep optimizing. And then failure to personalize effectively. Again, like what I see most of the time is newsletter. I receive a newsletter from some of our competitors and it literally just has my name on it, but all of the content is not really for me. They don't know what I like. They don't know who I am. So collecting data. So number one, lack of understanding of customer data, collecting data, understanding how to use it, and then use that to personalize effectively is definitely really important.
Thank you so much, Artemisa. It was our pleasure to have you here. And yeah, I'm really happy to have you and come back anytime. It can also be in person. You know where our office is
Sounds
in
good.
Vancouver and Toronto. So yeah, you're always welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, guys. I hope you enjoy your evening and your classes.